The reality of building alone. Here's something nobody wants to admit, but everybody experiences. You pour your heart into a project. You stay up until 3 a.m. perfecting every detail. You finally share it with the world. Send it to people you trust. Post it online. Tell your family about it. And then crickets. Complete silence. Not even a courtesy reply. Not a single word of encouragement. You launch that business you've been planning for months. You invite people to support you. You reach out for partnerships, for collaborations, for just a simple good luck. And what do you receive? Absolutely nothing. Radio silence. It stings, doesn't it? It feels personal. It feels like rejection. It feels like the world is telling you that you don't matter. But let me share something with you that took me years to understand. Something that completely transformed how I see this silence. This isn't about you. It's not personal betrayal. It's not your friends abandoning you or your family turning their backs. It's simply the natural order of how things work in this world. When you're in the building phase, when you're still figuring things out, when you're broke, confused, struggling to find your footing, you are essentially invisible. And here's the truth that nobody teaches you in school. This invisibility is exactly where you need to be. The world operates on a very simple principle. People don't respond to potential. They don't respond to promises. They don't respond to your dreams or your vision or your passion. Those things mean nothing to anyone except you. The world responds to only two things: tangible results and undeniable value. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for validation. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that you're on the right path. That validation will never come when you need it most. It only arrives after you've already succeeded, after you've already proven yourself, after you no longer need it. The language of results. Let me take you back to a specific moment in my life. Picture this. The year is 1998. The internet is still new, mysterious, full of possibilities that most people can't even comprehend. I'm standing in a room full of investors, pitching an idea that sounds absolutely insane to them. I'm going to create the largest online marketplace in my country, I tell them. I'm going to connect millions of small businesses to customers around the world. I'm going to revolutionize how commerce works. They looked at me like I had just claimed I could fly to the moon. And why wouldn't they? I had no technical background. I couldn't write a single line of code. I had no wealth, no connections in Silicon Valley, no track record of building anything close to what I was proposing. I was just a regular person with an extraordinary dream. They didn't invest, not a single one. They laughed, actually. Politely at first, then less politely. They told me to be realistic. They said my idea would never work. They questioned my sanity for even trying. Were they cruel people? No. Were they trying to hurt me? Not at all. They simply didn't believe me because I hadn't shown them anything yet. I was speaking a language they didn't understand. I was speaking in dreams and visions, but they only understood the language of proven results. And here's the lesson that changed everything for me. The world doesn't owe you belief. Belief is not given freely. Belief is earned through action, through persistence, through results that cannot be denied. You want people to believe in you? Show them something real. Build something undeniable. Create value that speaks louder than your words ever could. The sacred gift of solitude. Now I know what you're thinking. This sounds lonely. This sounds hard. This sounds like I'm going to be suffering alone while everyone else is happy with their friends and their support systems. And you're right, it is lonely. It is hard. But let me reframe something for you. What if I told you that being alone during your building phase isn't a curse? What if it's actually the greatest gift the universe could give you? Think about it. Solitude is where transformation happens. Silence is where you develop your most dangerous skills. Isolation is where your mind becomes sharp, focused, undistracted by the noise of other people's opinions and doubts. Everyone wants to be surrounded by people. Everyone wants cheerleaders and supporters and a community telling them they're amazing. But that's comfort, and comfort is the enemy of growth. What you need isn't a crowd. What you need is conviction, unshakable, bone-deep conviction in yourself and your vision. And that kind of conviction can only be forged in the fire of solitude. You must learn to walk alone before anyone will follow you. You must believe in yourself so completely, so intensely, that you don't need external validation to keep going. That's real power. That's real strength. When you're building in silence, when nobody's watching, when nobody cares, you're developing something that successful people have and everyone else lacks. The ability to motivate yourself, the ability to push forward when there's no applause, the ability to work when there's no reward in sight. This is your training ground. This is your proving ground. This is where champions are made. A story of continuous rejection. Let me be vulnerable with you for a moment. Let me share the parts of my story that nobody talks about, the parts that don't make it into the success headlines. When Kentucky Fried Chicken opened their first location in my city, they were hiring. 24 people applied for positions. 23 people were hired. Can you guess who was the only person rejected? Me. Out of 24 applicants, I was the only one they said no to. That hurt. Not gonna lie about that. It made me question myself. Am I really that inadequate? Am I really that unemployable? What's wrong with me? But that was just the beginning. I tried to get into university, failed the entrance examination, tried again the next year, failed again. It took me 3 attempts just to get into a mediocre college. And then there's my favorite rejection story. I applied to Harvard Business School, got rejected, applied again, rejected. I did this 10 times, 10 separate attempts over the years, 10 rejections. Most people would have stopped after 2 or 3, but I kept going because I wanted to understand what it felt like to be told no over and over again.